Hi, welcome. This is my second video in my food etiquette series. This is about building trust. Originally, it's basically the original trade game that I was taught many years ago before trade became trendy. There's nothing wrong with the trade game, and I suggest it to people all the time. But the problem with the new version of the trade game is you're trading up and that's it. And my problem with that is what happens when your dog grabs something that it highly values. You know, a rabbit, a bird, a small child. How do you trade back with that? With a piece of kibble? And what happens if you've got nothing? And that's the problem with it, if you just simply trade up. So in the old ways of doing things, we traded up and we traded down, and then we traded up and then we traded down. So in the end, we could ask your dog to give us something that it most highly prized, raw meat with no issues, and had to offer nothing back in return. Because the dog always knew that somewhere along the line we'd look after it, it would get something back. So there's one thing playing a trade game and just, you know, offering a dog something of higher value, but that runs short when something is already of higher value. And like I said, it runs very short when you don't have anything to offer the dog. So it's important to play a trade game, but it's just as important to play it down. So trade up, trade down. And this all comes about building trust, and that's what this is about. So I've got Koji. Koji, sit. And what I'm going to do is basically play like a leave game. But I'm not going to teach the dog leave, because I want this to be an automatic thing. And later on I can build in a trade command with it as well, so I can reteach the trade game and trade that. But what I'm going to do is I'm basically teaching him trust. So I'm not so sure if you can see. If not, we'll just move in so you can see. But basically I'm just going to hold some kibble here, and I'm going to hold a pea. He likes some veggies, so it's whatever, just something slightly above his standard thing. And I'm going to offer this out, and I'm going to make sure the dog can't get it. So I'll just close up and I'll give a correction command. I'm also teaching the dog to leave food. Good. And when he does, yes, good, I'll give him something else for it, something of higher value. So I'll offer it. Take it away. Offer something higher value. Yes. And I'll mark that. So this is again to teaching one, don't take because you haven't been told, it's not yours. And it's also trusting that if I'm not going to let him have that, he's going to get something back. So it's a trade, but it's also a trust. Then when he's getting that, I'll move up. He likes carrot more than he likes pea, so I'll offer him the pea. And if he ignores it, yes, I'll mark the carrot and he'll take the carrot. So again, just because he smelt it and I don't even want that, yes, good. So we'll do that. So now we'll take the carrot, and we've got a bit of fresh roux meat. So I'll offer the carrot. Good, yes. He's ignored it. I'll give him the roux meat. And that's trading up. That's building trust. No, you can't have that, but you can have this. It's building trust. The problem is once he's already got something that's highly valued, this is where it falls down. So this is his most highly valued item. So we're going to put that there, and we're going to deny it to him. Again, I'm not saying leave or anything like that, it's just a correction sound, which he knows means no, you can't have it. Yes. So now I'm trading down. there's meat. I don't want you to have it. Yes. So he ignores it, and I give the carrot. And that's okay. He's happy with that. Here's some nice fresh meat. Good, yes. We'll change it for a pea. Here's a nice big fresh of roux meat. Because I don't even want him sniffing at it. Good, yes. And I'll give him a piece of kibble instead. And so now he's learning to leave something high, and he'll still get something low. Yes. And in the end, there's his little bit of meat. So it's all about trading up is one thing. You've got to get the dog to trade back down. And I'm not teaching the dog a command to do that. I'm simply teaching the dog a correction sound. So we'll take it up to something that the dog really highly values, and what that is will change for each dog. So work that out with your dog. Start with a bit of kibble, and maybe there's a vegetable that they love. Offer that. There might be a little bit of ham, a little bit of cheese, but be careful what you're giving them is not too bad for the dog, and it should be very small and treaty, right up to raw meat. But once you get up there, again, you want to come back. So in the end, I can trade the dog for nothing, because if he's already got something that he values highly, unless I train him to that, it's a lot harder to get him to give it up. So this is a way from teaching him basically really early in the piece what is mine. Okay, so it's also teaching him leave, but it's teaching him an auto leave without a command. It's teaching him that, and as you can see, I'm not even letting him smell without correcting him. And normally Koji is really good with that, and will just leave unless he's told. But I sort of encouraged him before the filming to break that so I could get the reactions. Otherwise, I can't give corrections or anything. So start off with something really basic kibble. Offer him a couple of different things, up to something like raw meat, but then trade it backwards. And so he is leaving his most valued thing, the raw meat, and accepting a pea, a carrot, a bit of cucumber, a piece of kibble instead. And he's happy to do it. There's no pushing, there's no aggression, there's no nothing. The meat's sitting there right next to him, as well as some vegetables and so forth, and he's just leaving them. Alright, again, very calm, very relaxed, and that's what you're looking at. Again, remember, it's really important to know your dog and where they're at. Alright? You don't want a dog that's aggressive towards meat and be, or food, and holding it out and then closing the hand on it if it's going to bite you. So you need to know where your dog's at, and you need to know that, what control you do and don't have over your dog, and what respect your dog has for you. Remember, there's nothing forceful here. It's all about consistency, and it's all about trust, and that's what matters. No forceful training, because forced training, dominance training breeds aggression and fear, and they're the things we're trying to keep out by doing it this way. And sometimes it takes a little longer, but it works, and it works much better. You have a much better dog, and you have a dog that just doesn't, that just doesn't care about this. He knows that he's always going to get food. His most valued resource is always going to be given to him by me, so there's no need for him to ever guard against me taking it. And that's what you're aiming for. There's never a 100% guarantee for anything, so you always take the precautions, but this is as close as I can get to ensuring there is never an issue. Alright, I hope that helps, and we'll see you for the next video, and there'll be about 7 in the series all up. Okay, thank you. So here's the end result of what I'm looking for. Koji, this is some roux tail, fresh roux tail, and this is what you should be able to do, or what I can do at the end of all this training. And this is why I play up and down with the trade game and build trust. And trust is essential. Koji, yes, take it. Alright, so, yes, take it. So for this dog to be able to take this, else, good. and me be able to take back, and he simply releases it for me. And he'll do this time and time again. Yes. As you can see, he's crunching into that. Else. Good. And the moment I ask him to, he releases it. And I pick it up. There's no jumping. There's no nothing from him. Alright? And he'll just stay really relaxed, really calm. And yes. And I can give it back to him. And he knows that's going to happen. So again, there's no need for him to resource guard. And like I said, I can simply ask him to open up, release, or I can reach in and take, depending on which one I'm doing, with different commands. And that's why I train so much for this, is if there's an issue, and I don't come along and just take food out of their mouth for fun, but if there was a major issue, he was choking, he had something he didn't, I can just walk up, ask him to release it, and he will. And if I don't have something to trade, which I didn't offer him anything, doesn't matter to him. He will give it back to me because I've built that trust that his most precious resource will not be taken from him and nothing given back at some point. It may not be immediate, but he knows that it will keep coming. Alright, so I hope that shows it nice and clearly. We'll see you for the next one.